Tonight on Syracuse Unpeeled.
Kanye West is filing lawsuits against multiple record companies.
SAG Award winners predict possible Oscar winners.
Leaving Neverland sparks controversy.
And Trevor Noah continues inclusive conversations on campus.
All that and more coming right up on Syracuse Unpeeled.
I'm Mason Horodyski, and today we're breaking down the subscriber war between reigning #1 most subscribed YouTuber Pewdiepie and Indian multimedia conglomerate T-Series. But first, let's have some backstory. Since 2013, Felix Schellberg, also known by his YouTube name as Pewdiepie, has held a firm grasp on being the most subscribed to channel on the platform. That was until T-Series, an Indian music video company, came out of nowhere to give Pewdiepie a run for his money. Following months of memes, celebrity appearances from Elon Musk, and even a diss track, Pewdiepie has given it his all to remain the top channel. Both channels are currently neck and neck with over 90 million subscribers apiece, but in a video posted yesterday, Schellberg announced that he will be ending his battle with T-Series once he reaches what might be the biggest accomplishment by an individual channel in YouTube history.
Unless we have a common goal, this is just gonna go on forever. And I think we've proven ourselves that we're more than capable of doing just that, okay? But if we don't have a common goal, then we're just gonna look like a bunch of idiots. This is just gonna go on forever, which it easily can, by the way, which is fine. But we're more than that. We have more integrity than that. We're not, we have to be good, but we don't care, okay? It's first to 100 million. And then we will let T-Series pass us.
Syracuse Unpeeled City Events reporter Natalie Fahmy is live at Syracuse Stage to discuss the unique take on the classic novel.
Thanks, Sarah. The play is going to be taking place starting today until April 7th, with the exception of March 25th and April 1st. I spoke to some people before the play, and they said that Syracuse Stage always has great energy when they're putting on productions like this, and this includes a pre- and post-show reception where people get the chance to mingle with each other and cast members.
Okay, Natalie, so I'm familiar with the book Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, but can you tell us about the play?
Okay, so the play is a modern adaptation of Pride and Prejudice written by playwright and actress Kate Hamill. It is a modern take on the play, and it is different than any version that has been presented before. It was first performed in 2017 in a Shakespeare festival in Garrison, and the director of the play, Jason O'Connell, says that it's a modern adaptation and should be seen as an update.
That's awesome. It seems like I need to get down there.
Yeah,
okay,
we gotta
so
get there right now.
I'm wondering, has the play won any awards?
The play has won a couple awards and has had a lot of acclaim from some journalists, including some major national newspapers, including the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and Huffington Post. The Wall Street Journal even awarded Hamill with Playwright of the Year in 2017.
Wow, so it certainly seems like there's some buzz around this. Are there any special events taking place for people that are interested in watching the play?
There are a couple special events happening before and after the play, and as the play is running on. For example, just to name a few, there is a prologue where people can buy a ticket and go and speak to cast members and special guest speakers and have open conversation and learn what it takes to go from rehearsal to being ready for opening night. There's also a post-show talk back, which people can also buy tickets for, where after they attend the play, they'll get a chance to sit back and have open discussion with the cast members. There are many more of these listed on syracusestage.org that you can check out and buy tickets for.
Welcome back, Unpeelers. Well, this week, Bachelor fans were gifted with not one, but 2 episodes, including the ever-controversial Women Tell All episode. The show started with 30 women, but Colton has narrowed it down to the final 3. Here to give us a look at who is left on the show, and Syracuse Unpeeled reporter Justin Paura.
All right, guys. I didn't necessarily jump the fence, but I made it here. All right, that's all that matters. Thank you, Landon. First of all, for all those who are not caught up on The Bachelor, there will be spoilers through the rest of the episode. But for those that have watched The Bachelor, gear in because it was a great one, a monumental one. So let me break down the top 3. First up is Tayshia. Tayshia, 28 years old, from California. Colton has built the most adventurous relationship with Tayshia. The couple went bungee jumping in Singapore when they went on their one-on-one. They skydived in Tayshia's hometown, where Tayshia's father gave Colton the couple blessing for marriage. And that is the first contestant. They were together in Monday's episode first. Then we have Hannah G. Hannah G, 23 years old, digital content creator from Alabama. She got the first impression rose in the beginning of the season, and recently Hannah's dad also gave the couple his warm blessing for marriage. Colton and Hannah's passion for each other has been clear since their one-on-one spa date makeout session. But last but not least, there is Cassie. And Monday's episode, all about Cassie, 23-year-old speech pathologist, also from California. Cassie and Colton's most iconic moments were when they took a boat on a private island in Thailand. Surprisingly, Colton kept Cassie over Kaylin in last week's episode. Cassie's family didn't take that much of a liking to Colton, as her father did not give the couple the blessing, something that was kept secret from Cassie throughout the rest of the episode.
The nationwide scandal, Operation Varsity Blues, exposed dozens of parents involved in a widespread effort to rig the college admissions process. Among these parents included Fuller House star Lori Loughlin and famous actress Felicity Huffman. Felicity Huffman and husband William H. Macy were secretly recorded discussing a payment of $15,000 to ensure her younger daughter received a high score on a college entrance exam.
Loughlin is accused of paying over $500,000 to have her two daughters be posted as recruiters for the USC rowing team. Loughlin staged photos of her daughters on a rowing machine and sent them to William Singer, accused of running the scandal in 2016. The two actresses have been both released on bail, and the consequences of their actions are yet to be determined by the courts as of now. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not too surprised about this.
Yeah.
Yes, I love Lori Loughlin. I don't love to see this, but money talks, and it's doing so in this situation.
And Becky, honestly, my parents didn't love me enough because they didn't pay for me to get into college, but that's another topic. But what's fascinating is that, so Lori Loughlin's daughter, her name is Olivia Jade, known as like a very popular influencer on Instagram and a lot of social media. She was supposed to have a partnership with Sephora, the makeup company, and they dropped her in this news. They were like, you know what, we don't want anything to do with it. And I'm wondering, like, are more brands going to drop her?
I would be surprised. I mean, considering the situation that happened, a fake college, like that's pretty heavy.
And the crazy thing too is that Loughlin joked about how much she spent on Olivia's education on a YouTube video that was posted last year during the scandal.
That's incriminating. I mean, that's just tough to watch now. That's one of those, just like Smollett, that whole situation, seeing his apology, stuff like that's just really difficult to see.
It's also like such big foreshadowing that you didn't expect. You look back and you're like, oh,
we should have seen it. I mean, after watching that, we should have seen it the whole time.
We should have seen it coming. We definitely should have seen it coming. And also moving on, so Olivia Jade has posted tons of like videos on YouTube and everything. And she talks about her college education a little bit on these videos.
She's a partier. She said she's a partier.
She said she's a partier. Listen to this quote.
But I do want the experience of like game days, partying. I don't really care about school, as you guys all know.
So $500,000 later, she's really not caring too much about her college education.
And look, I honestly wouldn't really care too much about my education too if all my entrance scores were examined, if I wasn't really a rower. So I understand that from her point of view, but it's just, oh man, I can't look at that. Considering all the other students that work their tail off to get into schools like USC, it's just really a tough look and a tough situation on either side.
After much controversy, 4 of the 5 Best Original Song nominees performed at the Oscars to cut down on the time, but only 2 of the nominations that topped charts were scheduled to air. All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA, and Shallow by Lady Gaga. But after major backlash, all 5 performances were said to be back in the show. Yet, All the Stars never saw the stage. Here to tell us why Kendrick didn't perform is Syracuse Unpeeled's music reporter, Liam Crowley. Hi Liam, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic, ready to talk some Oscars.
Let's do it. So how did this impact the Oscars? Let's start there.
Yeah, so Kendrick Lamar's decline to perform, it set a poor standard going into the show. He claimed through Variety, it said that it was due to logistics and timing. Whether or not that's true remains to be seen, but I think that he missed out because the performances were an absolute delight of the Oscars this year. Rather than the typical 15-minute host monologue to open the show, we got Queen to start out, a rocking performance, got everyone on their feet, got some notable notable actors dancing around. We had Javier Bardem dancing in the crowd, getting into it, and it really set a new tone for the Oscars that we're not usually familiar with.
So you mentioned how it was delightful, but in general, how did the performances impact the show?
Overall, the performances made the show remarkable, in my opinion. I want to talk about the shallow performance, much anticipated, and it really knocked it out of the park. Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper's chemistry was palpable, even more so than we saw on screen with them.
Maybe more than palpable.
More than we saw some real sexual tension there, and their performance absolutely stole the show. It gave me chills, and the replay viewing on YouTube has already surpassed 10 million views on Lady Gaga's Vivo in just 2 days.
Oh wow! And we've already seen the memes and like the images of
Oh, everyone knows.
Everyone knows something's up, but no one knows quite what's up yet. Maybe that's yet to be seen. But where do you see the future of Oscars performances going?
So I think that they should put more emphasis on performances like we saw this year going forward. As we mentioned earlier, Oscar viewership was up 14%, the first increase in viewership in over 5 years for the Oscars. Per ratings per half hour, there was a 7.2 rating in the first half hour when Queen performed, and then they finished with a 7.7 rating overall, showing that people stuck around after seeing what Queen brought to the stage. And I think Queen's performance kept viewership around. In future years, let's continue with this clean 3-hour runtime and a lot of emphasis on the performances.